Okay, that ought to be close enough for rough work. What I'm doing is we are building a pipe for Buckin Billy's real nice Poulan Pro 455. And we're starting out with a flange. We got the shape. Got my holes drilled. A little dusting up to do here and there. Next thing to do is make sure it matches my gasket. And we'll just kind of turn that down. Let's just see how close I am. I think I'm real close. Yeah, real close. A little dressing up. We catch the rest of the dressing up when we actually finish. I'm going to do just a little bit of grinding right here to make a couple spots a little more pretty. I need to get a little bit bigger vise right here. Other than I really like this one a lot. Okay, so we got that where that'll cut. Okay, that's a good job. I'll tell you the one thing is getting used to this plasma is going to be kind of a little bit of a thing. I didn't have quite enough current. Needed just a whisker more current. And right now what I got to do is cut a piece of metal here, so I'll set up and I'll do that. A little better. Still got more to do though. I can see that. Okay, a little more grinding. Got these two pieces beveled, so I can do a nice job of welding them. We're going to set up, weld these two pieces together. Yeah, this is kind of fun. I'll tell you what, plasma cutter makes short work of this for me. Okay, we got that side. Just got to do the other side now. I'll tell you, it's hell of a dry as go to heck. But I got it, so it's going to work. Just got to cool it off, weld the other side. A little grinding. The next part's the cool part. You're not going to want to miss this. Like I said, I don't throw much away. You know what that is? It's what's left of a set of 180-degree headers for a small block Chevy. I keep cutting the darn things up. See, I see the bends where I want them. So I'm going to set up and cut this up. And we're going to build a pipe out of this. By the way, if you think it won't work, this is how I did the one for Buckin's P38. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so we got that piece of pipe. Now what we've got to do is make that fit this, right? See where we're headed with that? It'll be more like that, you know, other than the other way. So let's do that. That's all it takes, just a little manipulating. Try to get my shape the way I want it. See, we had to hammer the end of that just a little bit. I guess, what do you call this? Redneck engineering, is that what you call it? We're getting real close. Guess I gotta grind that off a little bit. So we'll get set up and do that. Yeah, pieces I don't need, they just go behind me. We're going to build this in 2 steps, 2 bends, I think. Let me get this around where I want it. And we'll cut this little piece off. All we need is close right now. That's all we need. We're getting very close, aren't we? Yeah, we're getting close. So I'm going to finish tweaking this. We're going to get a hold of this thing. Give it just a little more oomph right here. See how good we're fitting there. Okay, I gotta do just a little bit right here. I think we're gonna end up with a nice fit, actually. Let's just see how this rolls out. Okay, we got a nice shape. When you put it inside, it's inside. Yeah, like that. So we did that. So now I got to clean this up so we can start tacking things together. Now we're tack welding this thing together. There's a dry fit. Oh, gotta unfollow the welder again. Hardest thing about running this smaller wire is how many times you follow. So I run 30, 35. I think I run 35 wire generally, but that's just too big. I can't weld with that. I just can't. Not on this thin stuff. Well, I can. I have been, but it's not easy. Don't watch that. That'll burn your eyes. But not on camera. Okay. We're to that point. Now what we're going to do, we want this to turn down, right? So we're going to take a section out of this pipe right here. Probably, maybe that angle. We'll see. That's what's nice about cutting your pipe just a little long for what you're doing. I knew there wasn't a lot of room doing it that way and then that way. This will give me a better flow. It'll give me a little bit more of a down. It's going to be just what I want when I'm done, I think. Okay, what we did was you just cut some angle pieces. You're going to get one right there. You can see that. One more right there. And that'll get us back down. And then what we're going to have to do with this piece is we're going to have to cut this so we can get into a much smaller pipe for our stinger. That's what we're going to do next. So I'll get this stuff cleaned up. And when you're doing this stuff, like we got a spot in there, we got to weld all the way underneath first, or we won't get it when the next piece is on, you know, which will be right there. We won't get it. So we got to do that now. Well, I knew it was going to happen. I'm glad I got it. I've got to change my liner. And as soon as we got that done, we'll get back in business. I went about 10 times trying to refeed my wire. I knew it was close, but I thought for sure I'd get done with it with this. But you know what we're doing, so away we go. Okay, now what we got is that now. It's tacked welded together. Oh, it kind of looks like it goes on our stove now, don't it? Except for it's upside down. That'll go right there just like that. And we are going to take a piece of this and make it fit right there. So, we're going to take little wedges out of this. Okay, all the way around. Draw that back together. And we'll get it to fit this here. And we're going to have some pipe in no time, aren't we? Yeah, well, we'll paint that darn thing up pretty. I'll tell you what, I had a heck of a time welding in there. And I still got a couple places I got to get. But I got it pretty good. I don't know whether to water test this or not. I don't think I'll need to when I get done. Probably when my Cohen gets home, I'll have him take a look at it because he don't miss none. We don't want these to leak. See, I wanted this one different than the one for the P38. It kind of fits different, you know, but we want it to work good with a side cover, so it had to be kind of flat, you know. So here we go. I'm going to start cutting, and we're going to get this thing wrapped up here. Looks like my camera is about had it for this one. I think it's getting dead, but I'll tell you what I did. I made these little notches. Now I'm going to shrink all this together, and we are going to get this size pipe in there. I'll guarantee you that right now. Okay. Phone died on me, so we had to keep going and roll just a little further because I wanted this thing done today. What we missed is, you've seen, I cut little notches so I could make this size fit this size. And I wanted a better cone than I did on that P38 for bucking. This one here is just a little different, you know. So I thought I'd give you, I'm not getting ready to clean any more than that up. That looks pretty good. Just a rough old muffler. But it looks nice. You'd be surprised what paint does. You really would. I could sit here and tack weld and fill tiny little things and keep right on sanding. But we got lots to do. What we're looking for is an effective muffler. And this is it. I know it is. There's no question. Okay, now the next thing is, so you know, I've already test fitted it, but I'll get it. It'll go about right there. So that's going to work out just about right, don't you think? Yeah, I do too. So the next step is to pretty it up a bit. So we are going to use a little high temp. I'm going to straighten it up here a bit. And we're going to paint this old joker. And we're going to just shoot the bowl a little bit too while we're doing this. Fun little, I tell you what, I love the plasma cutter. I still don't have it right down pat. I don't. I'm getting a lot of slag on the bottom side. I have a nice straight cut, but I'm getting slag. Those of you that run them all the time, tell me what I'm doing wrong. I'm figuring it out, though. I got a funny feeling where I bought my metal that has been recycled about 10 too many times. So one thing I think I ought to take and cut something I know is darn good metal. That's what I ought to do. And so I'm going to just hit this a little here and there. I got my thumb good. That's what painting's about, ain't it? Get your thumb. Just a little primer coat. I'll let you watch. It's no big deal. Just a little tack coat. Nothing much. Catch all the hard spots first. I guess what I'm trying to do with that coat right there, I'm not trying to cover it just yet. But there's little shortcuts you can make when you're cutting metal and fitting things. Some of it, you can just wing it and build something nice if you're used to doing such things. The least amount of experience you have, the more time it takes. That's all there is to it. You can do a pro job right in your own shop, diddle farting around. I wasn't going to show this video. I don't like showing videos that get people in trouble. And I thought this might be one that does. But I says, you know what? I might as well show them who Iron Horse really is. Yeah, I'm a garbologist. I got stuff everywhere to work with. Is that a collector or what? Yeah, I do. I have to look at this one thing over here, and I got this problem over here, and what I do is just like, well, that little part right there would fit with this thing over here I know I got in the corner, and we put that together and either machine, weld, cut, grind, do whatever we've got, and we got this awesome thing. Who'd have thunk it? That little thing out of a frickin' stock car header. Yeah, 180 degree set of headers, cut them up. The collector was bad on them headers, you know, where they roll together. That it happens. They're old. Guy's going to throw them out. I was in the shop there probably 10 years ago, 8 years ago. He's going to throw them out. And he says, I just, whoa, put them in my truck. He said, you serious? Yeah, sure, no problem. You going to fix them? Nah, I'm going to cut them up. Sooner or later, I'm going to need some of them bends. Yeah, and I got them, didn't I? Would we have ever thought we was going to put them on chainsaws? Now, like I said, this isn't something new. This is how I built Buckin Billy's P38. That's funny, isn't it? That is funny. That is how we did it. Okay, let me get just a little more paint. Right here. Now, probably what'll happen is I'll come out here tomorrow when I'm not so darn snowblind, and I'll say, oh my goodness sakes, I want to weld something, I want to fix something. That's what'll happen. I ain't even got you where you're looking at the darn thing, have I? I'm sorry. Okay, I think that's enough paint for this. Buck and I hope you're watching this, getting a charge out of it. But, ow, I'm not going to pick it up again. But I'm going to pull you out of my camera mount, and I'll let you see. It's a beauty, ain't it? Oh, my light's not plugged in. Maybe my other light is. We'll get you where you can see more of it. That'll work, won't it? Yeah, that's nothing to that. I can't wait to get this on the saw and run it. That's going to be another day's video, guys. Okay. Okay, now that we got that done, that was pretty simple. I tighten the mount up too much. There we go. Got it. I'll tell you, this has been a fun project. I'm really glad to have you guys along with something like this. Just some goofy little thing. Building a pipe for Hogan's little lemon saws, little Echo, that 2511T. That's going to be pretty exciting. I've got some thoughts on that. Now, that's a tiny, tiny little saw. If you want to see how that pipe's built, I'll show you. If I don't get much response, I won't. But I got an idea that I got something very much like this, only teeny, teeny, tiny. This going on Hogan's little saw. It's got to sit under the shield. That's what it's got to do. It's got to sit where the stock muffler does on that. So we did that with that P38. We got that all fit under the muffler or under the guard. This one don't have a guard. It's that kind of saw. So what we're going to do is get it where we can get our chain side cover on and off good, which we've done already. And we're going to run this thing, and we're going to see what it does. And I know it's going to run good. You do too. It's going to run like a dream. I'm pretty happy with that. You can see what that second piece of metal on the back side was for, though, can't you? Yeah, because you're coming right out with a pretty good arc and rolling right around and coming out the bottom. That's what you're doing. Not a big deal. I think we're going to come up with something way cool for Junkyard Dog. I didn't like that banana pipe. The trouble is it did run good, but it don't run like Buckin's Key to the Bush muffler. That one runs the hardest on that saw of anything we've had on that. And I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to build another one of them for 266. And we are going to send that out too. But it's going in an unusual direction. It really is. Hey, what'd you think of Tin Man's video? That home light cooks, don't it? Congratulations, Tin Man. You did it. You got one of the big ticket videos now. He's hitting some pretty good numbers with that, and it's any of my people went over and watched that, I want to thank you, because Tin Man's a good man. I like him. We talk a lot. We share freaking ideas and dreams and schemes. That's what it's all about, isn't it? Yeah, it is. And we feed off each other. So don't Buckin. Buckin right in the middle now, isn't he? Yeah, he is. Can't wait to see Buckin run that Tin Man. Okay, you guys have fun. This is going to be it. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Goodbye.